Oh my god.
That was great. That was priceless. Oh man, that was
Well,
priceless.
it's a legitimate question.
It is a legitimate question.
It's
Uh,
twitch.tv/.
Gaming
Gaming tribe.
Tribe.
Okay,
That's all it is. Come on
It's,
now.
it's
there we
funny.
go. Well,
Come
it's
on.
I don't exactly watch it.
Uh, yeah, you don't have to. You're already here, right?
Exactly. Yep.
So why watch when you can be a part, right?
Truth.
All right. Well, we are live. Looks like it's found its server. It's doing its thing. Everything looks good. So,
JR. JR.
all right,
Gaming
everybody.
people better.
Uh, Welcome to the second episode of GT Insider. This is a place where you can just come join us for some quick insight into all things gaming and maybe hear something that will enhance your gaming tribe experience. Let's see here. My name is Tim. You can find me on GT at Gaming Tribe /profile /Delca. And I'll be your host today. Let's do this. Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about
Yes.
yourself and what you played this past week?
Okay, my name's Joe. My gaming tribe is actually gamingtribe.com/no-gain. But I go by Diabuda on just about everything else. I've been playing Tower of Guns, Goat Simulator. Gosh, there was a game yesterday I thought I had to mention. Earth on League, of course. And
Cool.
there was a game yesterday. I can't remember the game anymore. It just popped out of my mind completely.
Not important then. I'm just kidding.
I guess not. I just can't remember it. I'm trying as hard as I can. Come on, Joe. Come on, brain.
All right, well, we'll get back to it
It's
later
not coming
then.
here.
Oh, it's all good. Kat, why don't you tell us what you played this week? Farm Hero Sagas, definitely, right?
Actually, I haven't played it all week. I gave up on it. I've been focused on Final Fantasy 14 or Realm Reborn. A friend of mine bought it for me, and it has kind of sucked my life away instead. And I've also been playing Diablo 3 again with my mom because they have their double XP weekend this weekend. So I decided to take advantage of it. And there was a little bit of Goat Simulator mixed in too.
Absolutely. I definitely went from 63 to 65 on my second class today. So
My
when I,
highest level is now a 50, so I'm
that's
making
okay.
progress.
We'll get you up there. We'll get you up
Oh,
there. I'm keeping one back at 61, so you can catch up, and we'll do Act 5 when you're done with it. When you're up there.
sounds
One
good.
second. Let me
Oh,
close my door.
this is Eden, for those who are wondering what I'm doing here. She's my ball python, and she will not let go of my neck right now.
All right. So if you pass out, your mom's probably watching the stream, so she can call 911 for you.
Yeah, if
And
I stop responding, just like send an email to somebody.
all right, I'll use my professional Facebook stalking skills and gaming tribe stalking skills to eventually figure out your address and have the paramedics there, hopefully in time. So
She's not holding on that tight. I'm just
it's
joking.
all good. It's all good. Just don't let her get stuck in your case.
No, never again. Oh my god, I really don't want to take it apart again. That was such a pain. She almost went up there too. Before we
It's,
went live, she was looking at it, and I was like, no.
she remembers how warm it was.
I think so, yeah.
So that's awesome. That's awesome. Alrighty, so we don't have a guest this week. Unfortunately, our guest had to leave us at the last minute, but that's okay because he's gaming, and that's always an acceptable excuse for the most part. So Sebastian will get him on here later. But if you want to go and comment on one of his most recent statuses and be like, "Oh, we wish you were there. We wanted you
Call him a
here."
slacker.
Call him a slacker, whatever it is. But he just got into a new guild in WoW, and he definitely wanted to show up when they asked him to raid for the first time. So I understand how that goes. He wants to make a good first impression, especially when they originally told him he wasn't going to raid for a while. So all you
In
WoW
his
people out there
absence,
can,
I. Sorry, keep going.
all the WoW people out there will know what that means, right?
Yeah, I get it. In his absence, I will be keeping an eye on the Twitch chat should anybody want to ask a question or two. And the way they won't get ignored.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Jay's watching the stream right now or not, but he is a moderator on the chat. He'll also be collecting some questions, and hopefully he'll send those over to Kat and not me, because I won't look at them. I ignore everything that's popping up right now. So, all right, well, let's move on a little bit. That's great. I hope everyone here kind of gets to know us a little bit better each week and can make that connection with us. So, we're all a community. We definitely want to build that connection with you guys and gals. I know there's some girl gamers out there, apparently, because Kat's here. She's just our snake lady right now, so providing entertainment.
Yes.
So
Someone doesn't want to stay still.
awesome, awesome. Personally, I've been sucked into the ultra rapid fire or Earth mode by put out by Rito Games, not Riot Games. Rito Games.
Rito.
For those of you who don't know, it was Riot's April Fool's joke this year, but it was a pretty dang good one. They even had two of their pro
Pretty
teams.
awesome.
Yeah, they had two of their pro teams, Cloud9 and TSM, play each other as like the debut of the mode. And by the way, spoiler alert, Earth was MVP. So good job, Earth. Love him, Manstey. The only thing he fears is wolves. So, all right. Well, hopefully we can stream through some of these host topics real quick. We just lost Joe.
No.
We just lost Joe.
I'm back.
Okay, there we
Joe's
are.
back. Audio's back.
I don't know
And
what happened there.
I don't know. It's okay. It wouldn't be live if there wasn't troubles. That's all
That
I'm
is
gonna
very-
say. It wouldn't
very
be live
true.
if there wasn't troubles. So,
We'll cut it out in post.
you can cut it out in post. I'm totally gonna leave it in there because I don't have time to do editing, which is why hopefully the audio is doing better this week.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kat, you're monitoring chat. If someone starts yelling and complaining about the audio, please let me know.
I will.
I will check some settings real quick. So, alrighty, let's move on to the host topics real quick. Everyone here brought a topic, and we'll start with you, Joe. Of course. Okay. What'd you bring this week?
I brought another game that came out recently. I believe it came out March 4th. It's called Tower of Guns. It was made by this guy Joe, which is ironic. His name's mine. Whatever. But it was made by him and his brother. Honestly, the trailer sold me on this game because it starts out with, it's like, I made this game with my brother, and I'd like to show you some footage, but all these bullets keep getting in the way. And the game is basically a roguelike first-person shooter bullet hell, where basically, there's all these bullets coming at you. You got to try and dodge them and stuff, and then you're trying to shoot the things that are shooting the bullets at you, and try and get through all the levels. And you basically go up each thing. And he calls it a lunch break game because if you're gonna beat it, you'll beat it within an hour. It's
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice change of pace. It's a lot like if you've seen or played Paranautical Activity. It's a much more polished game than that. I mean, that being said, why does it keep doing that?
It's like
Oh, well,
your
weird.
lighting is getting all sorts of funky.
Yeah, but I haven't changed. Oh, well, anyway. But Paranautical Activity is an alpha, while this is an actual finished product game that he's still adding patches on and doing other stuff with. And it's just really fun. And each game through play, like, there's a little story that sort of happens at, like, certain parts. There's, like, little things where it says stuff to you. And it's different. It's been different almost every time. There's, like, a few times it'll repeat, but it's, like, always something different and random. It's really fun and really cute and really fun. Silly.
Sounds like
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, a little TOG action never hurts anyone. So, yeah, that game's only been out for about a month, like you said. And I watched the clip and was laughing my butt off the entire time I watched it. I had to share it almost immediately with people. I love the little spoiler you posted about it being on your the little like teaser that you posted on the GT there with just the screenshot, because you can't tell anything from that screenshot if you don't know what the game is.
That's actually a special area that I think I just randomly happened to find. I'm not going to say anything about it just in case anybody's going to play it, but it's just like, it was a really silly area, and you'll know it when you find it.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Joe, I'm gonna have you go into your options there for Skype and adjust your webcam. So
You got it?
you might be able to do it. So
Okay, what do I need to do?
Check your Facebook. That will tell you. So
Okay, cool.
I'd send it to you through GT, but it's not pulled up right now. So
You got it.
And now it is. So sweet. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Kat, you wanted to talk originally about case modding and ask people what they thought about like all those epic PC desks and stuff like that we've seen.
Yeah, that was my.
Something else is I convinced you to talk about something else.
Because it's more fun and it's cooler.
Absolutely, I fully agree.
And it actually has nothing to do with gaming. There is a company called Festo. They're German and they're a robotics company. They've been making stuff since 2006. And their most recent creation is a bionic kangaroo. And it legitimately hops around like a young kangaroo learning how to hop, because it's not perfect. But it moves around, and in the video they showed this lady, she has an armband on, and she moves her hand like this, and it hops towards her, and then she made her hand in a circle, and it turned around. And I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever. But they've made things such as an aqua penguin, a jellyfish, a manta ray, and they've made air versions of them as well that float around. And they're also responsible for making these very large, these very large robotic arms that look very much like Doc Ock arms. And they move around, they pick stuff up, and they respond to things. And it's probably one of the coolest things ever. And I've been following them for about 3 years, just reading up on the different things that they make. And oh, it's a dog. Sorry, I thought somebody was at my door. And whenever they're not making something specific, they always try to recreate nature. And I think one of the best things they've made so far was their Smart Bird, which is a seagull. It's a robotic seagull that flies on its own.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Really
it's
impressive.
autonomous. It starts, flies, and lands by itself. So they're really, really awesome. I don't really remember it. I had a whole bunch I wanted to say on it, and I just got lost in looking at their pictures, and now I forgot. I will post a link on my gaming tribe to various videos of my favorite creations that they've made.
Yeah, and you can check out. I just posted on Gaming Tribe the link as well. You can find it through using the hashtag GT or hashtag Insider, and
Yes.
you are tagged in that status. So
Sweet.
check
We
that
actually
out.
opened GT, like I should have had it open from the beginning.
It's all good.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah, I definitely want to try to get in the habit of everything we talk about instantly just posting it straight to GT, so everyone can have just kind of a live update of what's going on, and it helps get more live viewers, especially if you're just sitting around GT doing nothing.
Yep.
Yes.
So, because I mean, I don't know if everyone's like me and have the problem with 50, 60 notifications at a time every time they log in overnight.
Not this one.
Not
I've
this
got
one.
like maybe 5 every once in a while.
It's pretty bad. I'll tell you what was happening Saturday. We'll get back to that. A lot of people actually know about that. So, and it got really dark here. So hopefully it's not about to storm here.
Yeah, we had a forecast for it, Tim.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Both of us are living the severe weather storm life.
Yep.
So-
I live in the desert. I don't have that problem. It just doesn't rain. I have the other problem.
You have the other problem. It rains out there, just very, very rarely.
10 minutes every 2 months.
I wouldn't mind that. At least then it's not like, well, I better trash bag my laptop before I go to class. Or something,
All
It's
been
just
there,
that-
done that.
Yeah.
The few times it actually rains nice and heavy and it knocks out the power, it's always when I'm on my computer doing something. And it's like, I'm not expecting anything to happen. It's like, sure, no!
Oh, that's great.
Every time.
I always switch to my laptop as soon as it's a thunderstorm. I'm too paranoid to be on my desktop during that time.
If I had a laptop, I'd probably do the same thing and just like watch
Yeah.
movies in bed and fall asleep to the rain.
I have a beautiful APC backup power supply unit that acts as a surge
Oh,
protector
yeah.
as well. So if the power goes out, my internet will die and the stream will go offline, but my computer will stay on for another 13 minutes.
Hooray!
So it gives me time to shut it off.
Fair enough.
Just be aware. That's always a possibility. At least we don't have spontaneous outages like some parts of the world. So
True.
That's very true.
awesome. Anything else that you wanted to add to your robotics company there, Kat?
Actually, there's a whole separate thing I wanted to talk about, so I don't know if I'm going to start talking about it now or wait till everyone else has a chance to speak.
Is it GT related?
No. Oh, it can be.
It can be. Okay.
I took the hint.
If it can be, then we can wait about it.
I'll
All
let
right. All right. I don't know if anyone saw the post by Kimberly, the Mass Luminosity's vice president there. I hope that's her title is correct. Anyways, we'll see. She posted a link earlier today about something that's been in the news for a couple days now. A 5-year-old kid found a security exploit for the Xbox One. So basically, you have all these people, all these research groups and everything like that their job is to just go find security hacks for companies. And this kid ended up tapping spacebar a ridiculous number of times and then hitting enter and was able to gain access to his father's account. And mind you, he's 5 years old. So a lot of people thought this was like a late April Fool's or something like that. Like, seriously, there's this kid, but there's news covering it and everything like that. I found it on TechCrunch, but which I think is the same link Kimberly posted. Yeah, I think it is. But the idea is that this kid, it's legitimate because if you go to Microsoft's security acknowledgments for the month of March, you can see his name listed. So Microsoft has basically given this kid at 5 years old his first acknowledgement that he has found a security exploit. And I don't know if anyone here realizes, but Microsoft has been voted, well, not Microsoft directly, but Microsoft and EA both kind of start getting on people's nerves. EA more so in the gaming world, but Microsoft so much in the software world.
I don't know. Games for Windows Live.
I don't know.
Can't have Dark Souls on my laptop because of it.
You need to talk to me later about Dark Souls 2 because I have a 25% off voucher for that. So if you want to get $15 off, let me know.
I would not say no.
So.
Hey, don't pay on stream.
Sorry, I'm offering it to Joe. Everyone else who saw that live or is going to see it in the VOD.
I feel like it's gone already.
It's gone already. I know that he wanted it, so that's no one say anything, but that's his payment. Is he's gonna have to go spend $45 to save 15, and we're gonna see if that works. So that was really a really fun article to read, and I'm really glad that I saw that because this morning I was frantically trying to get everything squared away for 3 viewers and not anything else. And now that I know Kat has a particular set of skills, it makes life a whole lot easier. So next week we hope to up the quality again and have a guest. So let me go ahead and roll into that. The guest for next week actually has not been decided. I do believe I have someone already for the 4th week, and it's somebody that everyone in the community should know. So we'll see. I'm not going to try to spoil that just yet, but it should be a fun one. If you're interested in trying to be a guest on the show, just email me at gamingtribeinsider@gmail.com, and we'll go from there. So speaking of Gaming Tribe, I really wanted to take today and talk a lot about Gaming Tribe because a lot has happened this week, and there's a couple special things that are going to go on as well that even Joe and Kat don't know about yet. So I've got a couple things there.
Now I'm excited.
So Don't worry, they're not huge things, but they're there. So, Kat, you brought. I asked you to talk a little bit about the most recent sponsorship that has shown up for Mass Luminosity there that was announced back on the 3rd.
That's true. Yes. Mass Luminosity has now.
Adopted a snake.
Balls is now a sponsor of Mass Luminosity. And I giggle a lot during this for the obvious reason, but also because the school district I work for is called Vaults. So this amuses me greatly. Because it's like my school district does not sponsor the gaming community. But so yes, we now are sponsored with them, and hopefully everyone has at least had their drink once. It's very. Does that face mean you haven't had it before?
No, I've never had it. Do they have a
What?
diet version of balls?
I think they have a sugar-free one.
Okay, I've never
'Cause I
seen
felt
it,
like
so
it comes
that's
in a
the
dark
one thing.
blue bottle, and then their sugar-free one is like a light blue bottle, and the
All right.
bottles all be.
I'll have to
Joe,
keep an eye out
we'll
for
go find you some. I don't know of any around
Auburn?
us that we can go get
Yeah.
any.
I've
But
only ever seen them at gaming salons or cafes. You don't really see them in stores otherwise.
you'd be
Um,
surprised. I found some pretty wonky stuff around here. So
Yeah.
the first
I
place
don't
I'm gonna
leave
go
my
look
house
is
often, so I guess I'm biased.
first place we're gonna go look is Hastings. Okay, so
They
they
would
appear to have
definitely have it.
everything out of nowhere.
Oh
So,
god,
I
the cat's
got
getting
I got
close
the
to the snake.
I got the Darkman trilogy there on DVD. Yeah. Nobody even knows what that
No.
series is.
what in the world, man? Hastings. All right, so if you need something random, just go there. Otherwise, stay away. So
For those of you like me that don't like leaving your house, you can order balls. Oh fuck! There's a cat and a snake. This is not good. Pardon my French. I'm sorry. That was really, really unprofessional. Anyway, you can order the drink on ThinkGeek. I haven't checked how much it is, but it can't be that expensive.
yeah, I saw that the Mass Luminosity posted about it, and someone asked where they could get it in the U.S. and think he carries it. So
Yeah,
if they
I've
want it
noticed
shipped to you,
I just don't know how much it is. I never actually went and looked at the price because I'm not really in the mood to buy it right now. But it does have the guarana in it, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly. And it says here that you can find it in supermarkets and electronic stores. I have yet to see it, so it's probably just in certain areas.
eh, we'll see.
There's a lot to have it. It's probably one of the few energy drinks I actually like drinking. I don't like Monster. I think it tastes gross. If I had to pick one that wasn't balls, it would be Rockstar, but I don't like them either. So I usually just stick to juice and water, but if I actually had to drink one, it would definitely be balls because it doesn't have that weird aftertaste to it.
All right. Well,
I
if we can convince somebody from Balls to send Joe a case of Diet, so he can live test it next week on the stream, and give his instant facial reactions for all to see. That would be a product test I'd be willing to watch.
Yeah,
Um,
I wish my friends had videotaped my first time having it because I drank like 5 or 6 bottles, so I was just nothing
Oh
but caffeine.
man.
Yeah, I was hopped up like crazy. Like sitting still like this was impossible. I would twitch just by trying to stay still. And I was at a gaming cafe, and my friends put me on a system with Katamari Damacy, and I zoned out hours because I'm hyped up on caffeine, and I'm just like colors. I'm just sitting there. I don't even remember what I was doing. I was trying to play, and I was failing at it horribly, but I didn't care because it burned off a lot of the energy. And then when I was done, I passed out on their giant beanbag. Took a nap.
Apparently there's also Balls mints, which are made. I think they're made by the same company from the look of it, and they're caffeinated mints.
I've had
That's insane.
caffeinated
That's awesome.
chewing gum before, and it does work. So the mints would probably work too. Except the gum I had was Japanese, but it was definitely caffeinated, and you could taste it.
Yeah.
And those work really nicely.
I haven't seen those yet, so I might have to check
I
that
got
out.
it from some anime store somewhere. So
You know,
But-
they might have it up at the LAN that's going on right now at the university there, Joe.
definitely
Yeah.
check it out.
I think they might. They might. You never know.
Alrighty. Well, let's move on a little bit. So that was awesome. Thanks for telling us a little bit about their sponsorship there. If you want to check out the press release, you can see it on ML on the massluminosity.com website, and I believe it's under like press release / balls.pdf or something like that.
Yeah, I'll post it on my gaming tribe for those who want to see it.
Awesome. So we're going to address this issue again. We did it a little bit last week, but it's actually been updated. So gamingtribe.com, a lot of people want to know why they're like not eligible for giveaways until after the fact that they're eligible. So a little back and forth here. Let's re-clarify this. To be eligible for a giveaway on the Gaming Tribe site, you must first have a legitimate profile picture, and second, you must have a completed PC profile. And that is now updated. We saw that from Angel posting about it earlier this week. And once again, you need a legitimate profile picture as well as a completed PC. So if you're still the Human Power logo, once again, as much as I love this thing, it's not going to work for giveaways. And that includes loot drops. It includes the Battlefield 4 giveaways. That includes the any like Thief giveaways or anything else that's coming up. Which I think we already did Thief, so that's probably not going to happen again. AMD gold bundles, those happen all the time.
Yeah.
So
basically, both the big sponsored ones and the smaller, not necessarily sponsored but nice ones, all giveaways, regardless.
Yeah.
You need to have a picture, so nothing that isn't your face.
So once again, if you haven't done that, get on it. If you don't know exactly what the model number is or anything like that, I think for my keyboard, I could type it in, but I just put old. Because I don't know when I got it. I don't know. I can't find it anywhere on the internet. I think it predates the internet. I have no idea.
Giving your best shot.
I could put I think I put Logitech old or just put old.
Nice.
So it's still a great keyboard, and I've had it for years, over a decade, almost 2. So yeah, it's great. The mouse that came with it died years ago, but the keyboard still works great.
Yeah.
So but once it finally breaks, I think I'm going to branch over into the CM Storm line and kind of check them out. So
I have the Razer and Nancy that I got for Christmas.
I like Razer, but I find a lot of Razer products are just a little too overpriced. I do have a Razer mouse because I love the company, so I had to buy something. But
I would have never bought the keyboard myself because of that reason, but I got it. I'm like, I have it, and I need a keyboard. So
Yeah.
it's actually, it's hard to adjust to the mechanical keys. I keep not pressing the buttons hard enough, and then I leave out letters in what I'm talking about. It's funny.
I would love to have a mechanical keyboard, especially with all the coding I have to do for school. Oh, that would feel so good. The clickety clacks.
I type super heavy, so it's really loud when I type.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Alrighty, well, to move into that, we're going to go through the verified users. 50 new people got verified over this past week, which it showed. It showed on Loot Drop when Loot Drop happened, which congratulations to Andrew Lindsay for joining up with John there. Sylvester? I don't have it written down, sorry. But I know his first name's John, so John S. and Andrew L., in case they don't want their names publicly displayed, although they're already publicly displayed.
Yep.
Uh, be sure to hook up with them, congratulate them on their case, defeat the Jelly Monster all at the same time. But the uh, if people noticed, if they were on GT at any time during that time frame that loot drop was supposed to happen, the servers pretty much crashed. Uh, they
Everything's so slow.
the stress of having even just 50 verified users as well as the normal traffic, all the posting and everything, it was great to see. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I don't think I was able to comment anywhere because of all the stress that was going on the server, and I knew it was there, and I hated myself every time I had to load a page because I knew I was adding to it. But it was great. Um, Joe, no, come on.
Way to
The
go,
one
Joe.
thing we could have done is not have a phone go off.
I forgot to think about
Mine's
it.
on silent. I didn't forget.
Mine is dead somewhere in the other room. So,
Here's like off.
uh, it's you're right. I did fail to mention to take your phone and not put it anywhere near your computer today. Last
As a
week,
side note, that is from the Bastion soundtrack for a video
it
game.
is gaming related. So it is
You
gaming
mildly
related.
redeemed yourself.
So
All
see,
my ringtones are from that game. Every single one.
I have that game. I played it a little bit.
Oh, you
it's a
gotta
great
beat
game.
it.
You've got to finish it.
It's got the most beautiful. That game set the bar so high for like me looking at art in games and stuff because the music's great, the story's beautiful, the all the environments are beautiful. It's just a fantastically made game.
I'll
is-
definitely
like-
give it another look.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Don't
definitely
give
do.
up on it just a few minutes in. It's a
I made
great,
it a couple
great game.
levels in, and I hit this one level I couldn't pass. I don't remember which one it was, and I like rage quit and just never went back to the game.
I found a really OP combo, I think, because I used like I did like all the upgrades to the machete, which is the fast weapon that you can also throw, and then I would just switch out like whichever ranged weapon I wanted. I think I ended my first playthrough with the mortar. Just blew everything that I couldn't reach with the machete to smithereens.
Nice. It's a perfect strategy.
Yup.
Well, my next cringing right now, Joe, you know why, but rather than bore everyone about that, let's talk a little bit about what Mass Luminosity is going to do with Gaming Tribe in response to all that server stress. So that's right, you heard it here first. Only on GT Insider can you ever get information like this, unless you know who to ask. Then you can just ask and they'll probably tell you. But the GT servers this week are being migrated. So we should expect GT to be so much faster and be able to see. We're going to also have another update. If everyone remembers, the notifications and the friends used to be all along the side, and the notifications got moved to the top side. Friend requests are now also moving to the toolbar as well.
Sweet.
Okay, cool.
And that will all happen this week. And there were a couple of other things, but they're not entirely sure if it's going to be this week, whether or not they get in. So there might be a couple things to show up Friday, Saturday that isn't on that list. But their priority this week is to migrate the servers to help enhance the experience so we can get much faster service and much smoother service as well. So we greatly appreciate the team considering that. We greatly appreciate the amount of activity that everyone caused on the stress for the loot drop, so that we can sit there and have this thing going 24/7 instead of having set times for drops. Because once it gets automated,
cool.
once it gets automated, it could happen at any time. So, we hope to drive traffic and have it there constantly because of that factor. I saw a couple people were asking if they could drop on mobile devices or tablets, outside of the computer. A lot of people say be safe than sorry and be on your PC, but it was confirmed that the loot drop has been optimized for all browsers and should work on any device regardless of what browser you're using. So, thank you for people who helped gather that information and directed me to those posts. So, I will say this: if we go back to the sponsor announcement, I want to give a shout out to Steve, profile / Falconer 68. So if you want to look him up real quick, he posted a status about an hour before GT Insider went up saying that he was craving some balls right now. So I'm just saying you can all be immature as you want, but definitely that's awesome. I'm sure the sponsors love to hear that as well. So
They could not have picked a better name for their company.
a word of mouth wise, that is some of the greatest pick of names that I've you can choose. So
definitely.
it's great. It's great. Play on the woods a little bit there, but you know but yeah, you can check him out on GT with profile / Falconer 68. So big shout out to him. So I want to thank him personally for going out of the way and being like, give me some of that because they're a sponsor now. So I know I would probably never buy it unless they were a sponsor.
I do want to make mention that I had someone check through the Twitch chat, and ThinkGeek does not have international shipping.
No, that's for the US.
Yeah, so they'd have to find maybe Amazon, somebody.
I think the site themselves can do international shipping, but it was ridiculous for the US. But I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. Even though it's going to be recorded and uploaded to YouTube later, and people can just be like, "Oh, it was all him," It's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Put a disclaimer at the bottom of the video.
I never said anything.
I'll just shave and get a haircut and take the hat off, and then and Joe knows what that looks like. So.
Oh gosh, don't.
Baby
face. I couldn't recognize them at all. It was odd. Very odd.
Yeah, I can walk through a crowded room of everyone who knows me, and about half of them would not recognize me. So it's great.
That's crazy.
If I have a really rough week coming up and I have a big test or project that I'm working on and I don't need to talk to anyone, I will shave and walk across campus and be able to do what I need to do to get it done. So it's like it's throwing on a cloak of invisibility or something like that, Let's go. So
that's kind of how it is when I put my hair down, because I wear my hair in a ponytail so often that when I have it down on my face, people just like, "Is that you?" I'm like, "Yes."
Awesome. All right. Well, obviously this show is going to be a little bit slower because we don't have a fourth host topic, we don't have a guest, and all that other stuff. I definitely wanted to get that GT and ML news out there though, because that's great. That's great that they're migrating the servers this week, because that is a big deal, and it's one step closer to proving the fact that GT is a legitimate social media platform. Other than about the 300 to 400
One
of us
requested a close up, so
there we go. There we go.
Pretty snake.
All right, so at this time, I'd love to take some Twitch questions, unless they just want to ask you about Eden there. I mean, that's fine.
I did have one question about Eden. She did not just shed. She should be shedding soon, actually. The one question I did have pop up was asking if you were going to do any more unboxings today, but we didn't have any plans, so...
Unfortunately, I do not have any unboxing today. I guess the only major game release that's happened in the last week, other than Diablo 3, was Elder Scrolls Online.
Goat Simulator?
But they don't have a physical copy for that.
I'm like, you can't really unbox that.
If you get a physical copy of that,
I should make my own physical copy of it. It won't be real, but I'll make it.
Hey, we can drive a few miles to some farm somewhere. I'm sure they have some on campus at the ag department or something like that. We'll go find a goat and just film it for a second, and then we'll say
I have
that's
a,
our unboxing or
I have
something.
a friend I could ask.
There you go. There you
I
go.
have a lot of friends in that department.
We'll go get somebody and put them in a goat outfit and run them up and down the street for a second. Uh, like running into people and licking stuff. You know.
That would be hilarious.
That's all right. So I want to see your best goat impression. Post those up on YouTube. Post them on GT. No, I'm totally trolling
Shoot.
Gaming Tribe right now, so that's okay. And my own show. This is great. Uh,
I know that at least half of the pictures I've posted to Gaming Tribe, I think, have been from Goat Simulator.
except for the one from Tog, because that one was great.
Yeah, that one is from the best area I've ever found. But
Awesome,
Gosh.
awesome. Um, if you are skyping me right now, as soon as the delay is over, I would love for you to just post that in the Twitch chat. So, I've got some people.
Twitch
Yeah.
chat's the easiest way to talk to us because Tim can't answer his Skype right now because it'll mess up the whole live stream thing. So if you want to talk to Tim, it's best to just do it through the Twitch chat. Otherwise, you're gonna see all of his tabs up.
Yeah, I have a thousand things open right now, and if I move anything, it goes wonky with the stream. So, appreciate it. And I think
It's Facebook go off.
Never for Facebook.
it's not my Facebook.
It was mine.
I was about to say my Facebook's closed. So,
Because Tim is a professional.
I try to be.
Says the guy whose cell phone went off.
Listen.
And what?
It brought us into a conversation about one of the best games I've ever played. Like seriously, that
Right,
was such a
I see.
good game. Oh, like I'm not even joking.
We do have a question. They're asking if we talked about the watchdog requirement.
No, I haven't. Is that Sebastian?
I don't know what Sebastian's Twitch name is.
I have no. Is it Kavikin? That's his.
I think so.
No, it's Sir Dialot. Wait, don't I have you on Steam?
It might be.
Let me. I'm trying to pull it up on the Steam store, and I'll pull up
I think it's
Watchdog and look at
Sebastian.
the requirements.
There's so many different names everywhere that it takes me at least a week to make a connection and remember who is who. There's Sebastian.
It's about a 1 minute delay from here to there. So
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
is it Sebastian? Does he want to talk about Watch Dogs?
No, Sebastian was saying that Sebastian showed me his screen name.
Yeah.
Who are you? Remind me who you are. All I know is their Twitch name is Sir Dialot. And I love the name, and I still can't remember who they are because I'm a terrible person. I feel bad. You gotta wait a minute for them to actually hear that, and then they'll answer me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So your snake is going crazy for you.
It's because I'm warm, and her tank's been really cold lately, and she hates it. So she's just like, heat, but she's like, it's really bright out here, and I want to go hide.
Oh my. All right.
Oh, it's Steven. Oh my goodness. How did I forget that? I'm terrible.
Wow.
So yes, it's Steven that asked that question.
Wow. This is
Alrighty.
a lot of There's a lot of hate going on Steam for the PC requirements. Apparently, they're super high. Let me relook at it. Like, the minimum specs didn't look too bad to me, other than the 64-bit, but maybe I missed something in here. I'm pretty bad at, oh, never mind, I can see why. Yeah. It's got some really high requirements.
Are you gonna read them
really
to us, or are
high.
you just gonna sit there and just read them?
I know, he's just like gawking over it. I have no idea what they are.
Well, I mean, the OS is obvious. It's Vista or 7 or 8, but it only uses it only will work in 64-bit. It requires, these are minimum, by the way. At least if you're going Intel, it requires a 2-quad Q8400 with a 2.66 gigahertz, or in an AMD Phenom 2 X4. I'm probably butchering these names. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
940 at 3 gigahertz. It requires 6 gigabytes of RAM, which, I mean, can you even have just 6? I thought it had to be 8, but whatever.
Yeah, you can have 6.
Okay. Graphics, it requires a DirectX 11 graphics card with 1 gigabyte of video RAM. It has after that NVIDIA GeForce GTX 460 or an AMD Radeon HD 5770. I already said DirectX version 11. Requires at least 25 gigabytes of hard drive space, and then a 9.0 DirectX sound card. Additional notes: broadband connection required for multiplayer, of course.
Yeah, those are all standard. So.
And then all that other stuff, yeah.
But
it is
as they were getting hate. I actually hadn't even looked up the game.
Yeah,
so this stuff was so out of whack.
The first comment I read on somebody's post about the minimum requirements was already censored. So it's a lot of people complaining about optimization, which honestly has been a long time thing of playing ports on PC. Just people offload so much onto the CPU instead of your GPU, and not only that, it's just optimization on PC games has always been bad. Like, you can look at Dark Souls 1, and that's actually, like, even though a lot of people love that game, it's a rather bad port. I haven't played Watch Dogs, and I probably won't be playing it for a very long time, but this is ridiculous.
Steven wants to know if that is minimum or just suggested.
That is minimum requirements that we just went through.
So that's just a minimum.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if my computer can run that at the CPU level.
My CPU's like on the borderline because I've got a Zambezi, which is an 8-core at about 3.
What's the gigahertz requirement again?
3.0 on an AMD and 2.8 on a Intel.
I'm gonna have to overclock my CPU to play it.
Well, do you have dual core versus quad core shouldn't matter too much there actually.
I'll have I just look at the gigahertz speed typically. I'd have to overclock my i5 there. I could overclock it to 3.2 and I'd be fine, but
yeah, you would have to. You have a gaming PC and you'd have to overclock.
Well, I mean, my PC's 3 years old, and I built it back when all those floods and everything like that destroyed the hard drive industry. So, like, standard hard drives were over $200 for just, like, 1 terabyte.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And also, I was wrong on the speed. It's 2.66 on an Intel.
I'd still have to overclock.
Yeah. Although the suggested is an 8-core at 3.5 as an Intel on an i7, and AMD FX 8350X8. So I believe that's an 8-core from AMD at 4 gigahertz, which is faster than my computer. That. The recommended is the minimum is pretty bad off, but the recommended is just ridiculous.
I'm due for an upgrade anyway, so I might have to do that. So probably after the summer when I can actually afford it. So
same here, Tim. Same here on that one.
Absolutely. We'll get into that in a few weeks, though, won't we? So
yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
None yet.
I'm watching the stream.
You're watching the stream?
A little bit.
For those of you who are watching the stream or about to watch me try some on-the-air editing real quick.
Oh, man.
Give me... it's going to go blank to no pictures of any of us.
No, beautiful face.
No pictures of any of us. And let's see here.
I'm just gonna laugh scornfully when you break it, just so you know ahead of time.
Her ears are gonna flatten back like a cat, and she's gonna get all angry.
Easy. They only flatten when I'm relaxed, actually.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, let me see.
They can still hear us, by the way. It's just I had to turn it off real quick because I'm having to adjust something real quick.
What are you trying to do, even? You haven't even told us about this. I'm not ready for this, Tim. Tim, how am I supposed to prepare for this? Sebastian?
We're gonna see if this works. We're gonna see if this works on live.
Happy day.
We're gonna see if this works on live.
It'd be nice.
Sebastian.
It works on live.
Hello.
All right, you guys. So I just did some live on the air editing to get Sebastian in here, and it kind of screwed up my webcam a little bit, but that's okay. Sebastian, the reason why I wanted to bring you in so fast is because we just had the question about Watch Dogs, and apparently it didn't come from you. So I want you to talk about that on the fly, no rehearsal. You're out of your raid. Let's do this.
Well, as for the requirements for Watch Dogs, I mean, the game is based off next generation. Basically, as Joe here said, the requirements is actually quite insane for recommended. Basically, you would want a GTX 750 and similar. As for the game itself, you play as Aiden Pierce, an unknown kind of guy in, what is it, Chicago.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. And your mission is literally hacking everything. I mean, you have different types of missions. You have free world roaming. You can even play multiplayer. I'm not really sure what people actually want to know about it, since I wasn't actually prepared to come on show.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Surprise.
Things happen. Almost everything on the community hub and Steam, for me at least, it has been questions about the specs. It hasn't been much to do about anything about the game, unfortunately. Have you gotten a chance to play it yet?
No, the game is actually due to release in May, the 27th of May. So it's a couple of months to go. Oh, sorry, 1 month to go, and like, what is it?
6 days?
3 weeks, rather, I believe.
Yeah, it's May 27th.
Oh, 27th.
Oh, okay. 3 weeks exactly. Yeah.
I thought you said 12. I was confused. Yeah. I was like, how hard is it to subtract 12 from 6? But
I mean, personally, I'm super excited about the game. The graphics looks amazing. I mean, if anyone's seen the gameplay of it, you're pretty much gonna be blown away by how it's actually looking.
Yeah, I'm really excited, but once again, those requirements is gonna have to make me upgrade my PC, and I've been talking about getting a new CPU for a while, but at this point in time, it's just not worth it for just one game. I think the last game that I saw that generated huge increase in hardware sales was it wasn't Infamous. What was it?
Was it Infinite?
No.
I
totally
just blanked.
Infamous is
Infamous is console only.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's PS4 only, because it's a game series I've always wanted to play. But I just
it was actually really fun.
I've never owned a PlayStation. The only consoles I've ever owned are Nintendo.
See, I have a PlayStation that was before it got renamed PS1. So,
yeah.
Like the original, and it still works, and I still play Tony Hawk Pro Skater on it. And since Goat Simulator pretty much uses the same, what do you call it, like ragdoll physics? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As like the original Tony Hawk, I'm like,
does it really?
All over it. Oh yeah, it's totally the same. I'm pretty sure one of the game devs even like stated that it was. So,
that wouldn't surprise me at all.
It's great. It's great. I remember Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, I believe, or maybe it was even 3. One of them you could play Spider-Man in it, and it was great. So
I believe it was 3 because I did everything I could to try to unlock that character on 2, and he never showed up. So I eventually just decided it must have been 3.
Oh, I used to play them all until they started becoming PS2 titles, and then of course I didn't have a PS2, so it didn't matter anymore. Awesome. Well, that was fun. How about it, Sebastian? What you got?
I honestly do not even think my own computer is gonna be able to run this game, and I got this one I
I
got
know
this
for a
rig
fact
like
I do.
3 weeks ago, so now I'm
What?
once the live show's done, I'm gonna have to go cry or something. I
You can
actually had a
overclock.
PlayStation. I actually had a PlayStation 4, but I just sold it like a week ago due to the lack of games that's actually on it.
Yeah.
I
You
refuse to
offset it
back
for that
up.
PC buy, right? So
Hmm?
you sell your computer you just got back. Like you were still, if you got it 3 weeks ago, you're still within the 30-day return policy, right? So
Yeah.
just take your computer back and go order a better one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
So take it back and take the money you sold from your PlayStation there and
Use the upgrade.
go and upgrade to something you can play that game for, because I know you were excited about that.
Yeah, I'm super excited about Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
But
You should be
I
able
mean,
to.
honestly, Assassin's Creed 3 had, um, I mean, super high requirements for PC as well. But I mean, my old computer, which I had, was even worse than this one, but it could still run AC3 on pretty high settings. So
Yeah.
I mean, minimum settings on Watch Dogs should not be a problem for anyone who's been wanting to play the game.
And I think you can offset it somewhere. I know for Battlefield 4, my CPU causes my computer to blue screen every now and then, but that's a whole other story in its own. So,
Yeah.
but
I,
the go ahead, Kat.
I get a black screen problem when I game. Like the display just cuts out, and sometimes I can still hear what's going on, and other times the sound just gets stuck in a loop. And the only way I can recover is to do a hard reset. It's been driving me crazy.
I had to do that this week. I forget which game I was playing, but it sucked. It absolutely sucked.
It's really, dude. It happened to me yesterday. I had just downed Diablo. Me and my mom were playing, and we killed him. And I was watching all the loot spew out, and then nothing. And I was like, no.
Did your mom
That's
at least pick everything
awful.
up?
She picked up what she could,
I
but
know,
she,
I know, because you can't see both. But
yeah. So like, she's like, I'll stay here and see if you can come back. I'm like, it's not gonna work that way. I was so sad yesterday, but it doesn't.
That stinks.
It doesn't matter. Sometimes I'll game for like 20 minutes and it doesn't, or I'll game for like 4 hours and it just doesn't, and I can't pinpoint
What?
why.
Have you checked your how long have you had your power supply?
I don't know. I already made it. I think 2 years ago.
Because power supplies supposedly, I think they drop in how much power they actually give each year a little bit, which is why they always tell you to do a little bit over what you actually need. I
Yeah,
could
It's
be
at
wrong on this.
750.
Yeah, because like that's what happened to me. Like one day I was like doing all my work and stuff on my computer, and then I went to sleep, and my computer went into hibernate, and I could never turn it back on. And it was because
Oh,
my power
geez.
supply had lost the voltage. It was still in hibernate, so I had to turn it off at the power supply and buy a new
Oh,
one.
wow.
But that is a possible. It sounds like maybe it could be a power supply problem, but I'm not positive on that.
I
It'd be
know
cheap.
I find that strange just because I had the same issue. Uh,
But is
and
yours a once in a while thing or an all the time thing? Because mine is all the time.
oh yeah, mine.
All the time.
That's the first time it's ever happened to me. But I know my power supply is still golden. So because
Yeah,
I had an aftermarket cooler in there and it died on me, so I'm back to running the just standard one.
Yeah.
So I kind of realized that it wasn't cooling anything when I was blue screening after 5 minutes. I'm just sitting on the desktop, so from
Yeah,
overheating.
definitely.
So terrible, terrible thing. All right, Sebastian, I'm also going to put you in the spot here because you just got out of out of a raid with your guild
Yeah.
there in WoW. So why don't
They
you
were
tell us a little
easy.
bit about the upcoming WoW expansion?
Oh yeah.
Warlords of Draenor.
There you go.
So excited
Well,
for it.
first off, the expansion is set. I mean, the expansion does not still have a set date for release. The only thing Blizzard stated was that it's going to be on or before 21st of December this year. So it could
Wow.
literally happen in June, it could happen in September, I mean, any time before December. But it's probably not gonna happen before the summer ends due to the alpha beta semi just launched. I believe 2 days ago. MMO Champion has been posting new about it. I mean, loads of it. Updates on models, talent changes. I mean, literally everything in the game. They've managed to get some zone maps. As for people who are not very fond of the game or whatever.
Oh god.
What?
I hope that didn't happen on stream.
What?
I hadn't touched my mouse or keyboard in so long that all my screens went black on me. Going into the screensaver, I was like, oh god, no.
Well, I've got the actual stream running behind my Skype, and I haven't noticed anything yet, so I think we're good.
We'll see. All right, sorry, Sebastian.
No worries. Basically, what I was gonna say is, if you have played World of Warcraft earlier, and you've played during or after the Burning Crusade was released, Draenor, which is gonna be the new map, or
Zone.
Isle, yeah, zone. Sorry, it's actually based out of old Outland, which I think is gonna be pretty awesome. Because I mean, I always loved the Outland zones for some reason, and now we get to venture to them before they actually get ruined, pretty much. A little story behind the expansion is basically that you never actually defeat Garrosh Hellscream, which is the main or high-end boss. I mean, the last boss of the current expansion. In some way, he obtains a teleportation device or something like that. He goes back in time.
I feel like there's a massive hole in the story right there. Like, so bad.
Yeah, with any kind of time travel.
Yeah.
Any kind of time travel just creates it.
Well, personally, I'm actually just super excited about the expansion. I've actually had... before I heard of the expansion, I actually had thoughts of quitting the game forever.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I've played since day one myself,
Wow.
so that's 10 years this year, actually.
Also.
That's intense, dude.
If only you weren't in Sweden and you could play on the NA servers, right?
I know.
I actually can play on them as well.
Just has to buy the games again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just have to buy the licenses again, and the problem literally would be that usually when you change the region of the games, you usually obtain lag. I mean, during your gameplay, which is pretty much gonna make it an unbearable experience. So
actually, I have the EU version of WoW, and it's frozen right now because I don't want to pay for it. But when I did play, the lag wasn't that bad.
Well, maybe that's just one way.
Some servers are located in different places.
That's true.
I believe the server I'm playing at is located in like England or something like that. So it's not super far away, but it's still far away.
Server locations are always weird because I know for League of Legends, the South American servers are located in Florida. So if you live in the Southeast, the best server lag-wise for you to play on is the South American server. But, I mean, you want to play with people that you can speak the same language with and more easily communicate with. So you sort of just have to deal with the fact that it's not the most...
Yeah,
it's overrated.
If language barriers were an issue, we would not be on GT. Okay, I would not have an international community around here. I would not have been listening to a Spanish-made Spotify playlist earlier today. I can go play with some of those Brazilians. Let's do this. Let's do this, Joe.
I mean,
That's what
I'll
we're
do
doing
it.
after GT Insider. We're
I don't wanna
gonna play
switch
some
my-
Earth mode. You
No,
don't have
I
to swap. We'll just make new accounts.
Okay, that could work.
Yeah.
That would work.
I've already got one on EU West. Yeah.
I could switch my MLG Clutch account.
Nah, you don't need to do that. You don't need
The
to do that.
best
I played on
username
the
ever.
I played on the Russian servers for a buddy of ours when he was
Oh.
over in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So
How was
Hey,
that?
it wasn't too bad. It was about 250 milliseconds of ping there, but
That's not the worst. You can
it's
deal
not the
with it.
worst. You can't understand anything, but you know, I don't quite know Russian that well.
Yeah.
So we'll
Was
get...
was the meta super different? Because I know it supposedly changes based on your area.
It was, except for the fact that I was just playing one ranked game, so he wouldn't decay like every month. So
Okay.
that's all I did for him. And then eventually he was like, "Don't worry about it anymore." So, but he's back now in the U.S. So his accounts, he asked me to transfer it back so it would be over here and ready to go by the time he got back. Because he had transferred it over to the Russian servers to see if he could play on his internet there for the base that he was at. Unfortunately, not.
Yeah.
It just didn't work.
That's what I had heard.
Just didn't work. So, alrighty. Sebastian, when did you finally jump on the stream there and realize that we were live?
Right when I said something about, is that Sebastian? And he's like, no, I'm Sebastian.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Awesome. Because I saw you pinged me in Skype, and I'm like, okay, there's one person that I might actually be interested in looking at. And rather than display to the world all your information here, I didn't know if you wanted that or not. I blocked it on the stream so no one could see it. And then pulled you in. So, and unfortunately, I have last week's settings pulled up, so the stream is back to last week's quality. So we can let people compare and contrast. So,
Yeah.
all right, next week that wraps up for this week, unless there's any more Twitch questions. But let's go around, and Joe, do you have any shameless plugs or how people can connect to you?
Diabuda on Steam and League, DABDDHA. Feel free to add me. I'm normally online, but I'm not always gaming, so just be aware of that. That's about all for me.
Kat, how about you?
On Gaming Tribe, it's in Gaming Tribe profile KD, KAYDEE, because I gotta make it difficult. On Steam, I am Miss Kitty 247. As you can see, Cat's been something I've had for a long time. And if you want my BattleNet, ask me. I'm not saying that on YouTube.
There you go. And I understand that completely because mine gets spammed all the time. It's actually not. It's not as big. It hasn't been as bad lately. Like all the people like, oh, come get gold, etc.
I've never had that happen to me like directly. Only in like trade chats, and I just ignore those anyway.
Yeah, I've had them do it direct because I used to talk a lot in the trade chat, so people will get your ID and add you. So it's crazy. Sebastian, how about yourself?
Sorry, what?
How? It's all good. It's all good. Tell everyone your gaming tribe, how they can get you on there, and how they can connect with you elsewhere, wherever you want them to connect with you.
My gaming tribe profile is Cypher. I can actually link it to the Twitch chat because I don't even know how to say the first letter in the in the name in I also play WoW, which you can reach me at Deatherius EU, the square thing, 2303. I'll just write that down as well. So obviously I'm playing at the EU realms, not the US ones. I also have Steam, which is VSB Quicken EU. I think, no, sorry, it's actually Anderson 1994 too. So that's wrong.
We can. I'll definitely have all those links on the YouTube page, and you are more than welcome to post them all up on GT, and let people connect you there. So
Stephen wants to know when the YouTube video will be up.
I always try to have the YouTube video up before Wednesday, and it should appear not only on the GT Insider YouTube page, which I think is just displaying my name. Don't know why. I must have clicked a button and Google hates me now. So, but you can also find it on the GT YouTube page. Hopefully by Wednesday. This one I might get up a little faster because I know what I'm doing now. So.
Always good.
Yeah. All right. I want to give a shout out to Angel. He totally posted about watching GT Insider right now.
Yes, I was so happy to see that.
So,
Oh, sweet.
Big shout out to that. Thank you from the boss man himself. So, well, I guess that would be the boss man, because our boss man would be for Kat and I would be Alex, I guess. So,
Yeah.
Technical.
We're getting technical. We're technology. Come on now. So, definitely. Thomas is glad that you got to join, Sebastian. So I'm just giving a few shout outs here on GT. So once again, I want to give a shout out to Steve, Gaming Try Profile /Falconer68 FALCONER68 for wanting some balls earlier today about the sponsors there. That was great. Aaron, give him a shout out. I'm not even sure if he's watching right now, but he just pre-purchased Watch Dogs Digital Deluxe version on Steam. So I would like to think that we had something to do with that, but I'm totally just realizing it. Do y'all see anything showing up on y'all's newsfeed that you might want to give a shout out to?
Give me half a second.
Yeah, let me look. I've been very calmly just staring at Twitch this whole time.
It's all good. Congratulations to Steven there on getting 100 friends.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to him.
And congratulations to Michael. Not going to say your last name, but he is a verified user for getting 200 friends.
Oh, wow.
So congratulations on that.
I'm still getting worked over in the friends department. Oh, well. I'll win one of these days.
Since we started streaming, I've gotten 13 friend requests.
I'm up to 8.
Wow. I refreshed my GT page, and it went from no friend requests to 13.
I literally have...
I guess.
I have 0.
Oh my god.
Poor Joe.
It's all good.
All right, well, we can totally give a shout out, and I'm sure almost all 8 of these are also on UCAT, to Tyler, Frank, Amanda's? I want to say Amanda, but I know that's not right. And Jesse Wojtek, I'm not sure if that's right. Jason, Tony, and Pepinge. Those all are my most recent friend requests.
I had those names too, and then a bunch more. I probably should have shouted out before I accepted them all. Now they're gone.
I've got a shout out actually now. Apparently, Steven San Marco, who is a verified user, has hit 100 friends. He was at 97.
Oh yes, I just saw that. Congratulations, Steven.
Yeah, nicely done, dude. Keep it
up. Oh, dude. Angel posted about it 6 minutes ago.
I think
Kat, you haven't been listening, have you?
Tim said that.
Yeah, Tim said that.
Joe, you haven't been listening to either.
I've just been staring at Twitch.
Yeah, I have.
No, because I also gave a shout out to Steven way before that.
I thought you said 200 friends instead of 100. So I
said
thought
100, and then I went to 200. It was 2 different people. Come on now. All right, well, that's all good. This has been a lot of great fun. Does anyone, if there's no more last minute shout outs or last minute questions, let's wrap this up.
I'm just gonna have to give out a personal shout out to. I'm probably gonna screw this up, but Thomas Dutkevicius.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about how to say his last name there, so sorry if I got it wrong.
I actually want a phonetic spelling from Thomas there. Definitely post that as your next status because I want to know how
Yeah.
to say that. We actually debated
Yep.
about that for about 4 hours after the first episode of GT Insider. We had no clue what was going on.
I am still sticking with Dutkevicius as the way that you pronounce it, but I probably got it
I don't even
wrong.
bother trying. I refuse to try because I might bite my tongue.
It's okay. He's one of our GT members from Lithuania there. So absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he's been in the Twitch chat since we first went live.
Yup. He messaged me through Steam and helped me figure out if my brother's music that he was deciding to blast during this podcast was getting through my mic.
It's all good. Awesome. Well, this wraps up GT Insider number 2, episode 2. I want to thank everyone for joining. Sebastian for joining us after your raid finish there.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your new guild. I know you're really proud about that. So
Thank you, mate.
I just want to say again, if you're interested in being a guest on GT Insider, you've just got to have Skype and a webcam with some form of voice communication. So if you speak English, that's great. If you speak another language, we're going to have a really hard time in the interview process and the screening process to get you on the show. So
A dry erase board with pictures.
yeah, it's really we might actually do that for all I know.
Google Translate the whole thing.
Oh,
Yes.
that's bad.
It'd be a ridiculous game of Pictionary.
Guys, come on. I'm trying to wrap up here. So
Not happening.
it's never going to happen. Anyways, gamingtribeinsider@gmail.com. Just send me a link telling me you're interested. You're also able to capable of GT messaging me at Gaming Tribe itself. And once again, that's Gaming Tribe profile /Delka, DELKA. You're more than welcome to do that as well. And once again, I want to thank everyone who watched live and everyone who's going to watch later on YouTube. Big thanks to you guys for supporting us in this project. And once again, thanks to everyone who helped me out earlier today, getting all this stuff set up. And that's it. So, unless y'all have anything.
Let's see. 3Tech wants you to contact him. He says he won a computer.
Oh, he won a computer?
Yeah, remember you mentioned for whoever wants to be a guest. He's in the Twitch chat. He's like me.
I think I messaged. Wait. What's the name?
His gaming tribe is Aaron.
Yeah. Absolutely. Aaron, just send me a message on GT there, and we'll get up after this. Or if you want, if you want it in the Twitch chat, you can send your Skype through the Twitch chat real quick, and we'll pull you in after this episode. That would do great wonders. So, alrighty, I believe that is it.
Yes,
So,
it is.
Looking forward to the GT servers being migrated this week, and
Yep.
that cannot be said as to how grateful we all are for that. So, especially those of us who could not do anything on Saturday. So, all right, you guys. Thank you for joining on GT Insider, and we look forward to seeing you guys for episode 3.